Welcome to my algebra class. We are on chapter 5, section 9. We're going to be factoring quadratic polynomial where the coefficient, the number in front of x squared, is not 1. The steps to do this, the product is not going to be just c, it's going to be a times c. The sum will still be b. So we're going to find two factors that work, and we're going to split the middle into two terms. In other words, we're going to get the four products. We use FOIL and then group and factor. So this is why we learned the grouping method first. The first example here, the product is 2 times 6, which is 12. And the sum is the number in front of the linear term, it's 1. So we want two numbers multiplied together that make 12 and added together, the product is negative 12. Multiplied together make negative 12. So they're one apart, and that would be 4 and 3. And since the sum is positive, we want the 4 to be positive. Now here's where we, in a sense, backtrack. We're going to take x and we're going to split it apart into 4x and negative 3x, which still makes the 1x, and then minus 6. So we split the middle, and now we use the grouping method. From the first pair, we can take out the greatest common factor, which is 2x. That leaves us x plus 2. Now remember, in grouping, using the grouping method, we need to get the x plus 2 again. So we check the signs, positive, positive, negative, negative. We're going to take out a negative 3, and we get x plus 2. So our factors are x plus 2 and 2x minus 3. And we can check. We get 2x squared minus 3x plus 4x makes the 1x minus 6. So we've actually found the four terms when we use FOIL. The second example, product is 8 times 3, which is 24. Multiply these two together, and the sum is negative 25. So we want two numbers that add up to a negative 25, and when we times them together we get 24. Well, the 1 and 24 will not work. There's no way to get them. What is it? They're both negative. They'll add up to negative 25. So negative 1 plus negative 24 makes negative 25. So we're going to split the middle. 8x squared minus x minus 24x, which still makes negative 25x, plus 3. So from the first pair, we'll pull out an x. We get 8x minus 1. Checking the signs, positive, negative, negative, positive, we need to pull out a negative 3, and we get 8x minus 1. So our factors are 8x minus 1 and x minus 3. And the last example, product is 6 times 1, which is 6. The sum is 5. 1 and 6 will not work. 3 and 2 will work. We get a positive 6 when we multiply and add them together, we get 5. So we're going to split the middle. 6x squared, and it doesn't really matter if I put 2x plus 3x or 3x plus 2x. Then I pair them up, and from the first pair I take out 3x. That leaves me 2x plus 1. And the signs are the same, positive, 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 so I take out a positive 1, and that leaves me 2x plus 1. So my factors are 2x plus 1 and 3x plus 1. We're ready to do the assignment, so ahead your paper. The title's page 222, written 1 to 24, and we're doing number 2. And the directions say factor, check by multiplying the factors. If the polynomial is not factorable, write prime. So problem number 2, we have 2x squared plus 5x plus 3. And the number in front of x squared is not 1, so we're going to use product sum, split the middle. Product is 6, 2 times 3. And sum is 5. So our two numbers we want to use are 3 and 2. So we split the middle, 2x squared plus 3x plus 2x plus 3. From the first pair, take out x, and we have 2x plus 3. Signs are the same, positive, 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 positive. We've got to take out something, so we take out a 1, and we get 2x plus 3. So our factors are 2x plus 3 and x plus 1. Problem number 4, we have 2x squared minus 15x plus 7. Product is 14. Sum is negative 15. The two numbers that work are 1 and 14, and they both need to be negative to get a product of positive 14 and add up to negative 15. So split the middle. We get 2x squared minus 1x minus 14x plus 7. From the first pair, take out an x, and we have 2x minus 1. This is positive, negative. This is negative, positive, so we need to take out a negative 7, and we have 2x minus 1. And you can check by multiplying. But remember, we always have to get the same factor here. So our factors are 2x minus 1 times x minus 7. Problem number 6, we have 3a squared plus 4a minus 4. Product is negative 12. Sum is 4. So the two numbers that would work would be 2 and 6, and the 2 would have to be negative to get a product of negative 12 and a sum of positive 4. So we split the middle, bring down the 3a squared, break the 4a into negative 2a plus 6a minus 4. Grouping, we can take out an a from the first pair. We get 3a minus 2. Checking the signs, positive, negative, positive, negative. We can take out a positive 2, and we get 3a minus 2. So our factors are 3a minus 2 and a plus 2. Problem number 8. We have 3r squared minus 2r minus 5. Product equals 3 times negative 5, negative 15. Sum is negative 2. The two factors that would work would be 5 and 3. And the sum has to be negative, so the 5 would have to be negative and the 3 positive. So splitting the middle, break negative 2r into negative 5r plus 3r minus 5. Grouping the first two, we can take out an r, and we have 3r minus 5. Checking the signs, positive, negative, take out a positive. I have to take out something, so I take out a 1. So 3r minus 5. The two factors are 3r minus 5 and r plus 1. Problem number 10, we have 2p squared plus 7p plus 3. Product is 2 times 3, which is 6. The sum is 7. The factors of 6 that would work would be 1 and 6. They add up to 7. Multiplied, they make 6. So split the middle. 7p becomes 1p plus 6p. Bring down the plus 3. Group. From the first pair you can take out a p, and you have 2p plus 1. Checking the signs, positive, 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 positive. You take out a 3, and you have 2p plus 1. So our factors are 2p plus 1 and p plus 3. Problem number 12. You have 7m squared minus 9m plus 2. The product of the two numbers we're looking for has to be 14, and the sum has to be negative 9. The two numbers that would work would be 7 and 2. They would both have to be negative. So take negative 9 in and break it apart to negative 7m minus 2m plus 2. From the first pair you can take out a 7m. That leaves you m minus 1. Checking the signs, positive, negative, negative, positive. We need to take a negative 2 out, and we have m minus 1. So our factors are m minus 1 and 7m minus 2. Problem 14, you have 4c squared plus 4c minus 3. Product of the two numbers we're looking for is negative 12, and the sum is 4. The two numbers that would work would be 2 and 6, and the sum has to be positive 4, so the 2 would have to be negative. So splitting the 4c apart, we get negative 2c plus 6c minus 3. From the first pair you can take out a 2c. That leaves you 2c minus 1. Checking signs, positive, negative, take out a positive 3, and you have 2c minus 1. So our factors are 2c minus 1 and 2c plus 3. Number 16, 6a squared minus 5a minus 2. Product of the two numbers we're looking for has to be negative 12, and the sum is negative 5. The only two numbers that would work would be 4 and, well, wait a second, 1 and 12, 2 and 6 wouldn't work, 3 and 4 wouldn't work, so it's prime. Problem number 18. We have 9 plus 6k minus 8k squared. Okay, you can leave it in this order. The product is still going to be these two multiplied together. It's in increasing order. So as long as it's in order, you can work it this way too. Product is negative 72. The sum is positive 6. We need two numbers that are 6 apart, and 12 and 6 we multiply together, we get 72, and the sum has to be 6, so the 6 has to be negative. So we bring down the 9, split the 6k into 12k minus 6k minus 8k squared. From the first pair, we can take out a 3, and that leaves us 3 plus 4k. Checking the signs, positive, positive, negative, negative. We need to take out a negative 2k, and that leaves us 3 plus 4k. You can check that that makes it negative 8k squared. So our factors are 3 plus 4k and 3 minus 2k. Problem number 20. As long as it's in order, we can leave it increasing order. The product is, multiply these two together, negative 28, and the sum is negative 12. And the two numbers that work would be 14 and 2. And the sum has to be negative, so the 14 would have to be negative. So bring down the 7, split the negative 12s into negative 14s plus 2s, and bring down the minus 4s squared. From the first pair, you can take out a 7. That leaves you 1 minus 2s. And checking the signs, positive, negative, take out a positive 2s, and that would leave you 1 minus 2s. So the factors are 1 minus 2s and 7 plus 2s. Excuse me, 22. You have 2p squared minus 7pq plus 6q squared. Multiply the 2 and the 6 together, and the product has to be positive 12, and the sum has to be negative 7. So the two numbers that would work would be 3 and 4, and they both would have to be negative. So bring down the 2p squared, break the negative 7pq into negative 3pq, and a negative 4pq, and bring down the 6q squared. From the first pair, you can take out a p, and that would leave you 2p minus 3q. From the second pair, checking the signs, positive, negative, positive, take out a negative 2 and a q, and that would leave you 2p minus 3q. So your factors are 2p minus 3q and p minus 2q. And the last problem, number 24, we have 5a squared minus 2ab minus 7b squared. Product equals 5 times negative 7, negative 35, and the sum is negative 2. The two numbers that would work would be 7 and 5, and since the sum is negative, the 7 would have to be negative. So bring down the 5a squared, split the negative 2ab into negative 7ab plus 5ab, and then bring down the minus 7b squared. From the first pair, you can take out an a, and that leaves you 5a minus 7b. Checking the signs, positive, negative, negative. From the second pair, you can take out a b, and that leaves you 5a minus 7b. So our factors are 5a minus 7b and a plus b. Check your answers in the back of the book as you do the odds.